root meaning of is of the word passion is sorrow, from suffering.
To feel.
To feel.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You see, sir, people have escaped from suffering. I think it is very deeply related to beauty. Not that you must suffer. I don't know if I'm...
Not that you must suffer, but...
Oh, that is... That,
yes.
No, we must go a little more slowly. I'm jumping too quickly. First of all, we assume we know what beauty is.
Yes.
We see Picasso or a Rembrandt or a Michelangelo, and we think, how marvelous that is. We think we know. We've read it in books, the experts have written about it, and so on. One reads and says, yes, we absorb it through others. But if one was really inquiring into what is beauty, there must be great sense of humility. Wasn't there? I mean, no, I don't know what beauty is, actually. I can imagine what beauty is. I've learned what beauty is. I have been taught in schools, in colleges, reading books and going on tours, guided tours and all the rest, visiting 1,000 museums. But actually, to find out the depth of beauty, the depth of color, the depth of feeling, the mind must start with great sense of humility. I don't know. Mm-hmm. They say, one doesn't know what meditation is. One thinks one knows. When we discuss, meditation will come. So one must start, I feel, if one is inquiring into beauty, with great sense of humility, not knowing. That very not knowing is beautiful.
Yes, yes. I've been listening, and I've been trying to open myself to this relation that you're making between beauty and passion. Mm. And
you see, sir, let's start. Man suffers. Not only personally, but there is immense suffering of man. It is a thing that is pervading the universe. Mm-hmm. Man has suffered physically, psychologically, spiritually, in every way for centuries upon centuries. Mm. The mother cries because her son is killed. The mother cries, or the wife cries because her husband is being mutilated in a war. Mm. Or there's tremendous suffering in the world. I don't think people are aware or even feel this immense sorrow that is in the world. They are so concerned with their own personal sorrow, they overlook the sorrow that a poor man in a little village in India or in China or in the Eastern world can never possibly have a full meal, clean clothes, comfortable bed. And there is the sorrow of thousands of people being killed in war, or in the totalitarian world, millions being executed for ideologies, tyranny, the terror of all that. So there is all this sorrow in the world. And there is also the personal sorrow. And without really understanding it very, very, very deeply and resolving it, passion won't come out of sorrow. And without passion, how can you see beauty? You can intellectually appreciate a painting or a poem or a statue, but you need this great sense of inward bursting of passion, exploding of passion, and that creates in itself the sensitivity that can see beauty. So it is, I think, rather important to understand sorrow. I think it is related: beauty, passion, sorrow.
I'm interested in the order of those words: beauty, passion, sorrow. If one is in relation to the transformation we've been speaking about, to come to beauty, I take it it's a passage from sorrow to passion to beauty.
That's right.
Yes, yes. Please do go on. I understand.
No. You see, in the Christian world, if I'm not mistaken, sorrow is delegated to a person.
Yes.
And through that person, or we somehow escape from sorrow. Or at least we hope to escape from sorrow. And in the Eastern world, sorrow is rationalized through the statement that of karma. You know, the word karma means to do. And they believe in karma. That's what you have done in the past life. You pay for it in the present, or reward in the present, and so on, so on. So there are these two categories of escapes. And there are 1,000 escapes: whiskey, drug, sex, going off to attend the mass, and so on, so on. Man has never stayed with a thing. He's always either sought comfort in a belief, in an action, in identification with something greater than himself, and so on, so on. But he has never said, look, I must see what this is. I must penetrate it, and not delegate it to somebody else. I must go into it. I must face it. I must look at it. I must know what it is. So, when the mind doesn't escape from this sorrow, either personal or the sorrow of man, if you don't escape, if you don't rationalize, if you don't try to go beyond it, if you are not frightened of it, then you remain with it. Because any movement from what is, or any movement away from what is a dissipation of energy. Prevents you actually understanding what is. The what is sorrow. And we have means and ways and cunning development of